I do believe that if you're actually skipping rest to be more productive, you're actually probably sabotaging yourself. Now, I find that if I don't rest, I'm actually quite unproductive. I want to go into more on what I mean by that. It's very easy, especially nowadays, to think that, oh, resting feels like a waste of time. That I could just be spending time on things that could be more productive, right? And especially even in college, when you work overnight and you sort of don't sleep at all, the idea of pushing through that exhaustion and just putting in the hours. It's very easy to think that's a good thing. But I found that the most counterintuitive aspect of productivity is actually so much more important. Hopefully by the end of this video you'll realize also that rest is actually just as important. And not getting my needed rest comes out in 3 different ways. Whether that's wasting time on a lot of brain dead activities, just kind of feeling the effects of not resting at all the following day, and kind of losing sight of what matters. And that third one is super important. But I don't want it to be a conversation about rest versus productivity, one or the other, because you kind of need both. You need to rest to be more productive. By being productive, you can reward yourself with rest. And I'll explain that. Yeah, hi, my name is Tyler. I am a part-time freelance software engineer, game developer, and content creator. And on this channel, we explore productivity, learning, and personal development in ways that are simple yet impactful, one step at a time. Now let's go on to point number 1. Now, I'm not against short-term hustle. It's when you get into hustle that is never ending and kind of pointless after you get what you want. And if anything, not resting at all makes you unproductive. You need to sleep, right? You need to heal and everything. But it's very easy to think that, oh, I could be spending this next hour instead of taking a nap or taking a break at all. It's easy to think that's unproductive and that you should be doing more and more. And I do feel like it's glamorized a bit where, oh, I worked 16 hours straight with no sleep and just start piling on more and more, and you should get some sleep. And I know I feel this in a different sense where in my hyper focus I tend to just zone out and not think about a lot of stuff. I forget to use the bathroom, for crying out loud. And sometimes it's a good thing, but other times it's not so much. But I get it, especially when you have a goal in mind or you want to get out of a situation. You want to work hard, or you're pressured, you need to. You 100% need to. But we're not machines. We can't just keep going and going. And even machines require lots of energy to actually function in the first place. And at some point, you'll just crash, right? You'll eventually just hit a wall and be like, okay, I need to stop, whether it's a health issue, whether it's monetarily issue, or whatever issue. And I feel like there always is that idea of, oh, we need to be more productive, we need to be more efficient, we need to be faster, more. I mean, there's a whole genre of content about being productive, and even I talk about that stuff. But I feel like without having some rest, even if it's like intervals where you, okay, have this whole month to take a break, or the weekends, I mean, that's the point of the weekends, to rest in the first place. I'm pretty sure that's a Henry Ford thing. I remember something about, oh, we used to have one day as a weekend, but he proved that we needed 2 days. And also, nowadays, there are countries trying 4-day work weeks. So, I mean, if that says anything. And I do find when I keep pushing myself, I will just brain dead scroll social media, be on my computer doing activities that probably aren't productive, and just Googling stuff, watching random videos and everything, and mindless games. I mean, I like playing Cookie Clicker, but there are some times where I feel like it's very mindless. But what I'm trying to say is that rest doesn't make you unproductive. If anything, it should make you more productive. On a related note with the whole Cookie Clicker, talking about that and whatnot, even though it's not necessarily an activity that actually takes a lot of effort, I mean, it's a freaking idle clicker, for crying out loud, it doesn't really quite feel like resting because I'm still engaging something bare minimally, and you just sort of have little bits of reward. And like, I do find that, yes, I kind of enjoy the game, but also I find that it's more of a respite to the feeling of needing to be more productive. But because I'm struggling to be productive, I just reward from this game that makes me feel productive in a way. And I find that on the days where I actually get proper rest and I actually feel more rested, I do find that I can get more done. I remembered, oh, I have to take care of my body, I have to exercise, I have to do all that stuff that is required to have a healthy body and whatnot. And I feel like there is some aspect of you can get a lot more done and a lot more quality work done in less time, especially with AI and everything now. I do feel like instead of trying to do more, necessarily is to try to do more in less time, but like more of the stuff that's important. Trying to delegate some of it off so that way we can take back that time. And sometimes maybe it's better just not to do anything for an hour because your mind and try to de-stress because there's just so many things. I feel like now it's even more important to be mindful of that and to actually learn to manage that stress. Yes, we're not gonna be perfect, but it's worth trying, I think, to have that skill of being able to regulate yourself. And in turn, it allows you to have more productive days and then days where you probably don't need to do all that much because you actually did it right the first time and not after the thousandth time. I mean, I guess we can see it as, let's say we're pushing 10 hours of work and next day we crash and burn and probably get like a couple hours in. 6 hours of really good work and 6 hours of still feeling fine. I feel like that makes a huge difference. And number 3 being kind of losing sight of what matters. Because I think it's really easy to go down that rabbit hole of just focusing on it, especially with my brain where I just tunnel and focus. And sometimes even that tunneling goes into an irrational place of, oh, I'm freaking out that this is not working and I should really just step back, because often when I step back from a problem, it actually solves itself in a way. Not necessarily solving itself, like I don't have to do anything, but stepping away allows me to then fresh eye on what I'm doing, because it can be really easy to focus on a problem that distracts you from the most obvious of solutions and mistakes that, especially when it comes to coding, you kind of realize, oh, it was a really stupid decision, but I just hyper-focused and tunneled on this one problem only to realize that it was the least important thing. The solution was actually really simple and I just wasted how many hours? And also those periods of time are a good time to reevaluate whether or not the direction you're going is actually the direction you want to go. And I'm all for hard work and working hard. Working hard is, important in the aspect. A lot of times you can't get ahead if you don't work hard. But sometimes you need to step back and knowing if you're even going in the direction you want to go in the first place. Important because you don't want to put hard work into something and realize, oh, did I want to do this in the first place? Did I need to do this in the first place? Was this necessary? Because I think a lot of my own life, and I'm very much a action-oriented person where I want to, especially nowadays, to actually get the action done and do stuff and not think so hard. But I do appreciate the other part of me that really reflects and is introspective and actually thinks about stuff and gives some thought about what I want to do with it. Because I don't think I would learn a lot of my own lessons myself if I don't give myself time and rest to actually think about what happened, what went wrong, what went right. It's also in the spirit of just because I can do more doesn't mean I should, right? But I guess what I'm trying to say is that whole phrase of stop and smell the roses, really important, and it's a reminder that rest allows us to be better to ourselves and people around us. And I guess coming back to the whole reason I made this video, rest more productive than productivity? Yes and no, as I want to keep emphasizing it is important to actually do stuff and to actually be productive, but at the same time, rest is also very important because without rest, you just can't sustain things long term. Short-term muscles are okay because, again, you're doing it short-term for a specific end goal, but I find that after that, long-term thinking, especially if you've got people in your life, right? Especially with partner, kids, family, just don't want to die before your parents. I do think thinking long term and actually deciding that as soon as possible when you can is important. And still, I'm all for working hard because I still want to do stuff. Like, I feel like my life would be very, very, very boring if I wasn't trying to do a lot of stuff, because I like doing a lot of stuff. I like challenging myself and trying to do more stuff and do the thing that challenges my own personal beliefs. But I find the intentionality of, okay, I should spend time with people I love, people that matter, while I still have the time to spend that time, just as important, because it's part of my why in the first place. Why I do any of this. At least for me, the intrinsic value of why I do stuff comes from the people that are closest to me and pushes me forward. And I don't want to get lost in my work because I wanted to get more done, only to realize I lost the thing that matters to me at the end of the day. Whether that's writing stuff down in a journal, whether that's just getting more sleep when I can, taking naps, doing my hobbies, spending time with people that are close to me and friends, especially friends, making sure to exercise, just very basic thing. Meditation especially has been one of my favorite things to add to that list, as well as having massage gun and all that stuff. And I'm still learning this myself. It's a difficult balance. It means to be human. Yeah, I hope this has helped you. And speaking of meditation, I did make a video about meditation and what I've benefited from it. And maybe check this video out. Maybe I'll see you there, anywhere on YouTube or on the internet. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.